In his latest Wonderland editorial for the Wall Street Journal entitled Obama's Prozac Presidency, Daniel Henninger writes, quote, "The income inequality speech reflects Mr. Obama's habit of burying everyone in listening distance between some vast, vague, and unanswerable guilt. Yes, it's done out of political calculation and to distract from Obamacare, but it's also belief. This president has a dark, reductionist view of the U.S. system in place for nearly 200 years before he graduated high school in 1979, end quote. Daniel Henninger is deputy editorial page editor of the Wall Street Journal and joins us now. I hope I did your words justice with my recitation there. Thank you. The president is talking now these days about income inequality a lot. Why?
Well, I think one reason, John, clearly is to distract attention from Obamacare, which is just devastating the Democratic Party and his legacy. No question about it. He has to change the subject. But look, John, this was a very, very long speech, 7,000 words. He covered a lot of ground. And I think he gave this speech because he really personally believes that income inequality in the United States, as he said, the country is more profoundly unequal, has been profoundly unequal since 1979. At one point, he says that half of American adults will fall into poverty at some point in their lives. And then to me, the most incredible statement was he likened income inequality in the United States to that in Jamaica or Argentina. And this is really amazing.
Interesting, because the time period that he cites coincides with the Jimmy Carter presidency, when we had terrible stagflation, inflation along with a stagnant economy, and then Ronald Reagan comes into office, and part of what may have propelled him into office is the campaign commercial he ran, Morning in America. Take a look.
It's morning again in America. And under the leadership of President Reagan, our country is prouder and stronger and better. Why would we ever want to return to where we were less than 4 short years ago?
Part of the re-election campaign commercial, but clearly, I mean, one president can make a difference in 4 years. Ronald Reagan did.
Well, he certainly did. And in Obama's speech, he literally says that the U.S. economy and equality began to unravel at precisely the time Ronald Reagan was saying those sorts of things. So here we have two profoundly different views of the American system, Reagan's and Obama's, which I think is a very dark, reductionist, and pessimistic view of the way the American system works.
He's talking about income inequality. Does he not recall that, well, one of his big supporters, Oprah Winfrey, was born in Mississippi, one of the most poverty-stricken states of in the country. She's now a billionaire.
Yeah.
George Soros was born into communism, one of his big supporters. George Soros is a billionaire. I mean, you can make it with hard work in America.
But Barack Obama, and I think many on the left, it's just not him. This is a whole point of view that's been developed by academics on the left for many years, have a very kind of static view of American society. The idea that nobody can move up through the income scales and the people at the top stay there and never come down. It's a very dynamic country, John, and I don't think Barack Obama sees it that way at all.
And you point out that he has been president for the last 5 years and has something to do with
there's all of these opinion polls out say people are down in the dumps about the lack of opportunity right now. But that reflects the way people feel in his presidency. He's been president for 5 years. We've had a growth rate of about 2%. Ronald Reagan had a growth rate of about 7% for several years. And I think if people could, they would go back to that right now.
Daniel Henninger from the Wall Street Journal. Good to have you in.
Be with you, John.
Thank you.